I'm Jason, and today on the Autoedit Jeep, I'm going to be giving you kind of a catch-up on a long-term review of many of the parts that I've been bolting on this thing over the last year or so. I've got a lot of miles on it, and I'm getting ready for a really big road trip. So I just finished the oil change, I'm doing a tire rotation. Now you may remember I have a video that I showed you how to do that on a 4x4 with non-directional tires, so you can check that out. But right now, let's get started with getting these tires on the right spot, and then we'll run you through all the different parts and systems that I put on this thing and give you kind of a long-term feedback and performance evaluation on those parts. Now, if you remember from my other video, 37s, yeah. The basics are the rear tires go straight forward and the front tires cross over in the back, but to rotate the spare in, you drop the spare right down to this rear, and then that tire goes forward, and that driver's front goes up to the spare. So let's just hoist this thing into place. Now, just because I like the looks of it, I want the BFGoodrich on the top. I know that's just a weird thing, but hey, it makes a difference. It's going to be up there for 5,000 miles. Remember to use your back, not your legs, to lift. Locked knees, swift jerking motion. Maybe a little twist with the back. I'm kidding, people. Don't do that. Lift properly. See, that way you clock the tire. I'm going to clock the tire so the BFGoodrich is on the top. I don't know. I just like it that way. I'm just weird like that. So we'll just get this thing kind of secured into place. Buzz these down. Now I'll torque those down in just a minute, but I obviously have to kick the soccer ball for the Pinto dog here. And I want to take a minute to share with you some of the Moab videos that I got from my buddy Chris at Powerstop Brakes when we went out and ran a couple trails out there. So in between some of these things, I'll share with you some of the cool videos of just a little bit of rock crawling on Poison Spider Trail that we did out in Moab for Easter Jeep Safari. So check it out. This is my buddy Chris from Powerstop Brakes and his 2015 Jeep Rubicon. And as you can see here, he is not afraid of getting rad on the rocks. He invited me out on a run during Easter Jeep Safari and was nice enough to get a few shots of me on some obstacles so I can share them here. Another one? All right. Let's see if we can launch it from here, Pinto. Yeah, okay. So let's start with this back bumper. The Metalcloak crawler bumper and low CG tire carrier has been on for a year now and is as solid now as it was when I installed it. I really appreciate the one-handed open and super strong hinge. It keeps the spare tire stable at all times, so I would rate this thing a big thumbs up. But now it's back to Moab for another little ledge climb. All right, let's talk about these Woods Driveshafts. These went in and I pretty much just forgot about them. They were just one of those peace of mind installs that you put on. They're super tough. They're made out of material that I shouldn't break before I break other parts on the Jeep, which is great. So I just forgot about them in a great way. Plus, they actually vibrate less down the highway than the stock stuff did, which is another great thing. So they're actually just a little bit higher performance or a little bit more precision made. Now, the only maintenance you have to do to these things is every about oil change is what they recommend that you do to your vehicle. You just put a little grease in. So we'll just do that. And I think what you do is you just put your fitting on, and that's it. Just put a little bit of grease in there. The U-joints are going to be pretty strong. And we'll clean that up a little bit. And you are good to go for another several thousand miles of just carefree. So another thumbs up. Whoa. I think this is right. I don't know. So let's talk suspension. The Metalcloak 3.5-inch Game Changer lift that I put on this thing has been absolutely phenomenal. Not a single complaint from me on this. It goes down the highway great. It does the wheeling that I do fantastic. I had zero issues with it. The whole time I was in Moab, I drove the 2,000 miles round trip. You know, no problem. And around town, the thing feels just like a normal Jeep. Don't have to really make a lot of accommodations for having it lifted, so that's great. The 6-pack shocks, I love them. They're really unique looking. I like that about them especially. The valving on them is actually pretty darn nice. I'd say they kind of hit that line right in between being stiff and being too soft like the original Rubicon shocks were, and they're great. So I have zero issues with them. Going down the highway, they're good. Again, plus one of the favorite things that I've done so far with the Jeep was this one long, super fast, like I felt like I was like, you know, doing a Baja run, pre-runner run with this thing in Moab, and it did phenomenal. I mean, I was just hightailing down these dirt roads, and these things actually did great. So the Jeep felt great. Love it. Suspension is a home run. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I was wrestling with one of the stock lug nuts on the Jeep. These chrome covers are junk and can easily ruin a nut, so I highly recommend swapping them out for one-piece lugs sooner rather than later. So yeah, don't let this happen to you. Please, just make it stop, okay? Just buy yourself some good one-piece solid lug nuts like these guys right here. It's way better. Not a cruel joke. All right, let's talk about these Rugged Ridge wheels and the BFGoodrich tires. Now I've got about 15,000 miles on these tires, and you can look at the tread wear yourself. Had some medium wheeling on them, nothing super severe, but you can see from the Moab stuff and a little bit of the stuff that I've done around here. They're holding up great. I'd say that they're a home run. They're not too loud. They're great, you know, when you hot dog around with them. They have a rigid sidewall, so they don't slide around too much, but they slide around in a predictable way. So I like them. These are an absolute home run. Would I do them again? Absolutely. So let's talk about these Rugged Ridge wheels here. These are the XHD, and these are 4.53-inch backspace, or minus 12 millimeter offset, whichever works for you. Backspace speaks my language a little bit better, and they became my instant favorite, something just aesthetically that I've loved on this thing. They're fantastic. The construction is so good that I noticed that when I mounted up had the BFGs mounted up on here, they took way less weight to balance these tires. Now, that's kind of a big deal because that just shows you that the construction of the rim is well. Because the stock Rubicon wheels took a ton of weight to get this thing balanced up. These just take one little strip on each wheel, and they look great. They're 4.5-inch backspace, and you can see a little bit on the suspension here. It rubs a tiny bit on this bar right here. This is old right here, but they do great. I have run no wheel spacers, and I'm very happy with them so far for the kind of wheeling I do. So let's get this thing in place. And then remember, the smart way to do this, use your toes to get these in place. And okay, I'll get those torqued down once I get this thing sitting on the ground. But yeah, they're handsome. Another home run. So far, thumbs up on everything. Except for stock lug nuts. And now let's talk some brakes. These are the Powerstop Xtreme Kit. That's just rotors and pads that I installed on here on another video. Go watch that if you'd like. They have been phenomenal. They brought this thing back to just a little bit better than stock performance with these 37-inch tires. That's saying something. I've hot dogged them. I've beat on them. I have just been really abusive to them just because I enjoy driving hard sometimes, and they have kind of just instilled the confidence in me to just kick some butt with this thing and not really think about it. And the pedal feels great. It's just been another home run upgrade to the Jeep so far. So, do I recommend the Powerstop Xtremes? Yes. Matter of fact, I like these things so much that I actually called my buddy Chris over at Powerstop and said, hey, can I get something to give back to the viewers here? And he said, sure. He's going to give me a link to give you a discount on these things. If you see it in the description, then that link is live and good for a discount on a set of these things for whatever rig you have. So, check that. It's great. This has been another one of those really amazing upgrades to this thing. So, do I recommend them? Yes, they are awesome. Let's get this last tire on this thing and get it on the ground. Oh, and some other things to talk about. The fenders from Metalcloak. Do I like them? Yeah, I like them a lot, actually. They look great. They're super tough. And I have zero regrets on that. It's really amazing to look at the transformation this Jeep went through over the last year. I have personalized it to my life and absolutely love it. All right, well there you go. There's a kind of a long-term report on many of the upgrades that got made to the Jeep. And as you can see, everything that I've picked so far has gone very well. I hope that helps with some of your decision making or some of your Jeeping. So until next time, enjoy your drive. I'm about to hit the road, so don't forget to share and subscribe to this thing. Go over to the Instagram, follow me at Autoedit Jason there. We'll catch you on the road or the trail. Till next time. Okay.